All right, guys. So you remember back in 2021, the first year that Biden took office, he signaled that he was moving to have the FDA ban menthol cigarettes to protect black men, right? Because apparently, according to Biden, you Negroes smoke too much. So therefore, you need the federal government to come in and, tell you that you can't smoke menthol cigarettes anymore. Now, we all laugh at that because, again, it's kind of funny, okay, that is what the Biden administration was focused on, right? He was saying that they was doing it because of the health of black folks, right? They keep you healthy, okay? They care about your health so much. But what it really was one of the first signs of overt authoritarianism from the Biden administration and the Democrats. How the Democrats are trying to control your life at any cost and for any reason necessary. The main reason that they use is for your health. Well, we're trying to look out for your health. We just want you to be healthy, right? And lo and behold, here we are. The Biden administration seems to be doing it again as one of his government agencies is weighing banning gas stoves, or put it this way, heavily regulating or having more regulations on gas stoves for the health and safety of children, apparently, because now all of a sudden the Democrats care about the kids.
So a lot of us cook with gas in our homes with our kitchen stoves here, but that could be a thing of the past.
Yeah, according to a new report from Bloomberg News, U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission considering a nationwide ban on gas stoves.
And 12 News reporter Dana Casulo is here with why it could be because of indoor pollution linked to health concerns.
Danielle and Patrick, well, 35% of U.S. households use a gas stove, and this is causing some controversy. The CPSC reporting pollutants from gas stoves have been linked to asthma and other respiratory conditions. Dozens of local governments, including Los Angeles and New York, are already mandating new homes and businesses to run on electric rather than gas appliances. About 20 states responded by forbidding such bans on gas appliances. Previous Stanford research found leaks from gas stoves alone produce planet-warming pollution equal to 500,000 gas-powered cars each week.
When you guys went in there and turned on the burners, how quickly did that reach a limit that's considered unhealthy?
It took about 6 minutes for the nitrogen dioxide level to reach that EPA threshold.
And a December 2022 study found that indoor gas stove usage is linked with asthma for children, and we'll have more about that in the next half hour. Live in Pawtucket, Dana Casulo, 12 News.
Yeah, so I want y'all to understand Democrat logic here, right? Cutting off a little boy's penis, or cutting off a girl's breast, in the name of, wokeism, okay? Transgenderism, totally fine, totally safe. Protect the kids, not valid, right? But when it comes to protect the kids and protect the children, when it comes to gas stoves, totally valid, right? Ban gas stoves, right? Absolutely amazing. Again, that's one of the reasons that is coming out about why they're doing this is because, allegedly it is linked to childhood asthma and stuff like that. Now, when asked to cite research on supporting potential natural gas stove ban, the Biden administration was mum, right? They really didn't have all that much to say. But I do got to tell you guys who really does have a whole lot to say about this potential ban here from the federal government. Restaurant owners who apparently are sounding the alarm on how devastating this would be to the restaurant industry if Biden was to move forward with more of these regulations / bans on gas stoves. Take a look.
The administration is considering banning gas stoves over concerns of indoor air pollutants. And that's not fair and well for First Lady Jill Biden, who posted a photo cooking on a, wait for it, gas stove. Andrew Gruel is a California chef and restaurant owner. He joins me now. Andrew, great to see you as always. I'm no Bobby Flay, but how do you run a restaurant without a gas stove?
Well, you don't, first of all. So great lead in because it just won't happen. And, they crushed restaurants throughout COVID. And then we always see these regulations pop up, the new FAST Act. And this is just the next in the line of regulations that seem as if, and I felt like a conspiracy theorist at first, but now it's starting to really feel like we're the enemy here.
Exactly. It's like they want every into our lives. They want to like get in our lives and they don't care the consequences. But let's say it does go through. What would a forced switch to electric mean, not only for the restaurant industry, if you could convert, but to everybody else, the rest of us?
Well, it doesn't take a PhD or a degree from Harvard to understand that this is not about the environment, number one. So what does it mean for the rest of us? It actually means that we're all going to be collectively polluting more than they propose that we are today. Because as we know, the fuel behind electricity that's going to have to feed the wholesale industry of restaurants is coal, natural gas, and a minor piece of it is renewables and nuclear energy. So now we have to actually take it back one step, which makes it more inefficient, which means you need more of these supposed pollutants in order to get the electricity to the proper appliances that are going to be cooking, which once again, as I mentioned at the lead, it is impossible to use to cook in a restaurant setting. This is just complete hogwash, which makes you question, right? What's really behind this? Because it's not the environment and it's not about the sustainability of restaurants. So what is it?
Pretty much a perfect answer, right?
Yeah, so that's the question everybody's asking. Why in the world would the Biden administration do this? I got to tell you guys, I really don't have a straightforward answer for you off the top of my head. I think it's a combination thing. But I know one thing for sure, it's not because the government gives a you-know-what about your health. The government never gave a you-know-what about your health. I think it's about climate change. That's one of the reasons. And I think first and foremost, the primary reason is about power and control, because the Biden administration is an authoritarian regime who just wants to flex their muscles to say, look, we can control your life. Again, this is the party that says that, the government should stay out of people's bedrooms, but they want to be in your kitchen, right? The government should stay out of, again, people's wombs, right, women's vaginas, but again, they want to be in your kitchen. It's kind of crazy how that works. I'm just saying, the Biden administration has basically shown that they're willing to, flex their power and their muscles any chance they get here. And AOC is coming out and defending this proposed ban, or the weighing of the ban, by claiming that gas stoves are linked to brain damage, which, ironically, for Democrats could explain a lot, right? And I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here in a minute. Let's read here. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez attempted to defend President Biden's proposed ban on gas stoves in a viral Twitter spat Tuesday, only to be heckled herself by snarky social media users. Quote, did you know that ongoing exposure to NO2 from gas stoves is linked to reduced cognitive performance? The Bronx and Queens lawmaker tweeted in response to Rep. Ronnie Jackson of Texas vowing to never give up his gas stove. But the Congresswoman's attempted clapback backfired as detractors, mainly politicians and conservative activists, were quick to pile on. Quote, is this an attack on Gordon Ramsay? Joked Max Avery, a former Arkansas state legislative candidate. Quote, did you know that it's a lot harder for the government to arbitrarily cut off your access to power if you're using gas as opposed to electric? Asked Virginia Representative Delegate Nick Freitas. Or is that really the point? Of course, that's the point. It's about more power and control. Again, you would think these climate change crusaders would be sympathetic to people who have gas stoves, considering how in older versions of gas stoves, at very least, you can still use them when the power goes out, right? Because every major climate event or weather event is climate change according to them, right? So when it rains really hard, when there's a blizzard, when there's a drought, whatever, right? That's climate change. And when that happens, electrical appliances tend not to work, right? It can be cut off, but you can still use a gas stove in some cases. You would think that, again, the climate crusaders would be sympathetic to people keeping their gas stoves so that they could, at the very least, cook for themselves when climate change turns off the lights. Quote, interestingly, I didn't know everything in the White House ran off gas, cracked the South Carolina State Representative Matthew LeBaire, which is hilarious because AOC cooks with a gas stove, right? She actually has a gas stove, and so does Kamala Harris, which makes a whole lot of sense for explaining the idiots in Congress, right? And why they seem to make stupid decisions. It's because they have brain damage from cooking on these gas stoves, according to AOC, right? So AOC basically roasted herself, right? She roasted herself with her justification of Biden banning gas stoves. Again, it makes perfect sense. What company is paying you to say that? Asked Red State Deputy Managing Editor Brandon Morris. This is a problem you actually find serious. Asked the Libertarian Party of Illinois' Twitter account, April Fools in January. Crazy, just like ongoing exposure to Washington is linked to reduced cognitive performance, which you demonstrate daily. Snipe the National Libertarian Party's account. Other commentators dug up photos of both AOC and Vice President Kamala Harris using gas stoves, as well as photos of First Lady Jill Biden appearing to cook some spinach on a gas stove. Again, you got Jill Biden here cooking spinach on a gas stove, which again probably explains Joe Biden's cognitive deficits as well too. Again, everything is being explained by this whole gas stove claim here from AOC. There might be some truth to this statement. Who knows? The Consumer Product Safety Commission is considering a nationwide ban on the gas appliances after recent studies showed emissions from the devices can cause health and respiratory problems, Bloomberg reported Monday. This is a hidden hazard. CPSC Commissioner Richard Trumka Jr. Told the outlet any option is on the table. Products that can't be made safe can be banned. Yeah. AKA, if the government says unsafe, the government wants to ban it, they're going to ban it. This is what they're saying. Reports by groups including the American Chemical Society and New York University Law School's Institute for Policy Integrity found gas stoves, which are used in nearly half of U.S. homes and a majority of New York City apartments, release pollutants like nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, and fine matter at levels so high that they demand that they are deemed unsafe by the Environmental Protection Agency and the World Health Organization. The studies also link gas stoves to respiratory illness, cardiovascular problems, cancer, and other health conditions. Trump could later backtrack on this statement, saying restrictions would only apply to new stoves rather than existing products. CPSC isn't coming for anyone's gas stoves. Yeah, okay. We'll see about that. But yeah, talk about the government again trying to create a problem out of something that I don't really think is all that big of a problem. I don't think it's all that big of an issue, but who knows? As dumb as these Democrats are in Congress, for as cognitively deficient as they are, maybe cooking on gas stoves is an explanation for that, because they all seem to love their gas stoves. I'm just saying, who knows? But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.